My landlord banned me from my apartment because of my roommate's lies, but no one believes me.
I ban you from breathing.
For some backstory, I need to explain how I met my entitled roommate. I had been working at this one restaurant that had many locations, so when my mom decided that she wanted to move in with her new boyfriend, I was able to transfer my job to a different location with a raise. By the way, this comes from user Paloma Lomali, and you can submit your stories on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, it was my senior year, and I hated everybody at my house and school. It was finally at my new job that I found a friend. She was my manager and was a few years older than me. I didn't care because now, at least I had a friend. There was a lot of drama at that store, and eventually we had gotten closer and had talked about moving in together after I graduated. We hadn't expected that I would lose my job right before I moved in, so my mom and the money my father sent in child support was my bills and some groceries until I had gotten a job later. Here is the original cast. More will be added along the way. Everyone's names have been changed. Me, female roommate, Mila, male roommate, Robert, my boyfriend, Frederick.
Okay.
My roommates moved in weeks before me. I had my room already picked out though. I spent a weekend with Mila cleaning her apartment and moving her stuff to the new house. I should have known by how disgusting her apartment was that she wouldn't be the most clean roommate, but I let it slide. The restaurant that we worked at put her and I through a lot, and she told me a lot of the mess was due to the depression she fell into as a result. I ignored it and helped her move in and put everything together. There was still so many boxes in my room on the day that I wanted to move in. She was sleeping on the couch when me and my stepdad had moved in. She got up in a huff, pretty much half nude, shuffling her boxes into various places. I tried to apologize, but she brushed it off. As I moved my things in, she began lighting a cigarette in the living room. What? Babe, not anymore. That's not what we were doing. My stepdad didn't say anything, but I knew he wanted to. That day went by fine, and that's how a lot of the days were when I lived with her, but she got increasingly more controlling. I moved in the middle of the summer and didn't start school until February. I didn't get a job until like October or something. In the meantime, I took care of the house and hung out with my boyfriend. Now, fair warning, I wasn't in the same headspace as I am now, and a lot of my actions during this year aren't reflective of the person that I am now. So please don't judge me too hard. I was a sugar baby just for some spending cash. My mom pretty much paid my bills and my boyfriend would give me gas money and stuff. I don't agree with it now, but I was comfortable. Before I started school, I spent my days at the house, cleaning, cooking, taking care of her old dog, watching copious amounts of Criminal Minds, and smoking with my boyfriend. You know, typical stoner housewife stuff. You know, I was just living the unemployed stoner housewife dream.
That's a new one. I don't know about that one. The stoner housewife.
The stoner housewife? Oh, now you're getting the inside scoop.
New character unlocked.
So, remember when I said I didn't have a lot of money? Mila made way more than me, but insisted that I made my mom buy groceries for the both of us because she had more bills than me. I guess that would have been fair if, like, we liked to eat a lot of the same things, but we couldn't. Mila is allergic to bread, which cut down on a lot of the cheap food we were able to have in the house. No pizza, no sandwiches, no garlic bread, no burgers, no hot dogs. It also didn't help that our other roommate used half of the kitchen space and left the other half for me and Mila. He never helped clean the kitchen unless it was to be about us. Mila and I were the only ones to clean out the refrigerator, clean all of the counters, or sweep the rest of the house. All he would do was clean his dishes and whatever counter he used and take out the trash. Which, low-key, that doesn't sound wrong at all. Well, I don't know. It sounds like she's like, yeah, and he would always clean his own dishes and he would always clean his space and he'd take out the trash.
Disgusting.
Sounds like he's doing exactly what he needs to do. Robert would tell us that since he was the person that was there the least, that he didn't have to clean anything else. Mila also worked between 40 and 50 hours a week, so she wasn't home much. So this led to me deep cleaning the house on the regular. So sweeping, mopping, keeping the tables cleared off and clean, doing mine and Mila's laundry, and other things. Here's where the title comes in. Mila was one of the dirtiest people I've ever seen. Keep in mind, she's literally 8 years older than me. There would be times that I would try to hang out with her in her room and there would be clothes on the floor to the point where I couldn't see the floor. She used sheets to cover her windows, but rarely opened them, so the room always smelled stale. She would have dishes with dried on food. cups half filled. Trash on the floor, the whole bit. So I would go into the mess and clean up the best I could. Same with the bathroom and dining room.
You're
okay, so
enabling
now
it. You're enabling it.
you're cleaning too much.
Yep.
All right. I just meant like maybe do a little vacuuming, maybe like wipe off the countertops. Definitely don't do your disgusting trash hoarder roommate's laundry and clean her room for her.
This is true.
That's not what you do. However, the mess seemed to flow over into the other rooms. She had a shelf of old perfumes and other bathroom supplies with no room for my things. The medicine cabinet was taken over by her medicine and such. The shower had tons of products and even a small tub of even more of her products under the sink. The bathroom was overrun with her stuff. The only thing I brought was a fairly big set of towels. We eventually furnished the rest of the house. We bought a used couch, had 2 recliners, a Poussin chair. I don't know if that's what it's called. She also had a love seat and side tables and a coffee table. With time, we got more wall decorations and comfort items, most of which were permanently stained with dog urine. I didn't mind, especially when I learned how to drive and went to my boyfriend's house more often. After that, I was really only home to change or stay the night at my house. Sometimes I would even do her hair, and she would do mine after I dyed my hair pink. Gone were the days in a row where I would be stuck in the house. I stayed with my boyfriend a lot, smoked a lot of the devil's lettuce, and took some other psychedelic substances. Ooh. October rolls around, and I get a job at the new restaurant that Mila was working at. I worked with her for maybe a week before she got into trouble and got transferred to an equally nasty store. I soon made a lot of friends there and was making a bunch of money, so I stopped being a sugar baby. I would be going to work. Oh, I forgot that was OP's job.
I forgot about that too.
Low-key, I thought you just meant that your boyfriend was just like taking care of you. I didn't.
No,
Now
it was like
I'm
literal,
understanding.
literal sugar babying.
Sugar babying on the side for about 40 hours a week, and after that, I would go hang out with friends or go to my boyfriend's house, but Mila still expected me to clean the house and do the laundry and still buy her groceries. She hated Frederick, her boyfriend, and he hated her back. There was an incident that happened one night where he had parked in the driveway, and Mila told him to move his car because she didn't want to park on the street. It had been raining, and she was whining about the time that she parked on the side of the road one time and her car got hit, so I guess it's okay for Frederick's car to get hit instead? Okay. Tension between them only escalated when Frederick got kicked out and was couch surfing between me and a friend's house. This wasn't bad. We just avoided Mila like the plague. I'm sure there were a lot of little things that but one that sticks out the most at the moment is Halloween. So I remember I didn't really have friends after I graduated and I stayed in the house. But on the other hand, both of my roommates had friends. They had plans to go out and I helped Mila get ready and watched as they pre-partied. I had a last-minute plan pop up as they left. I got ready and went over to my friend's house to play Guitar Hero. The memories of that. They're all flooding
Back in
back.
my day.
Back in my day.
Back in my day.
Back in our day, because we're the old ones. We're the golden boys.
That's right.
Golden boys.
That was my day. So I get there, 30 minutes drive, and hang out for about a half hour before my roommate calls me. She tells me that she's locked herself out. I asked her if she checked the back door because we never locked it. She said that she was pretty sure that she locked it before she left. It was pretty cold that night, and she asked me to let her in. Now, I later found out that she had left her keys with my roommate. I rush all the way home expecting to see her outside shivering, but instead she's in a car with some dude. She made me cancel my plans so that she could go smash some dude. I just went to my room and cried. Fast forward to February when I started school. I was going pretty much full time for 35 hours a week, plus going to work for about the same amount of time. I drove at least 50 hours a day. That's not possible. I'm going to say... True. But it was worth it. I was happy. But still, my roommate wanted more of my time. When I would get home, she would make comments about how she felt like I was avoiding her or how she hadn't seen me in days. If I was home when she got home and I left, she would make even more comments about how I was running away from her. It was just the beginning of her basically trying to suffocate me. It was also around this time, I believe, that I got a cat, even though my mom is allergic. Okay. Shout out to people allergic to cats. It's that one.
Oh, no.
That one over there.
Sophia, too. Sorry, I was born like this. I didn't have a choice.
Yeah, I think you do, though. Anyway, in the spring, our cars had gotten broken into. I had a lot of valuable things taken out of my car with no damage, while Mila had gotten the most damage done to her car and had almost nothing taken out. Her car ended up being totaled. We never found the guys, so she was short on cash for a while, and I was always there to help her sell things for rent or whatever she needed. We got through it, but our relationship is getting worse. Mila and I started to hate the increasingly berating comments from Robert. She hated him, but continued to hang out with him and go out with him. They both were irritated with each other, and I really just hated them both. I wanted out. Mila and I had started to look for new apartments since we were sure that Robert was going to move out. Due to our strained relationship, I had talked to my mom about moving back in with her, and she said yes. I had told Mila this in early May. It was at this time that we talked about Mila taking care of my cat for me while I wait to get another place of my own. I offered to pay the fees and everything. She flipped out, and I'm pretty sure she went to her mom's house a few hours away. I didn't care. I was pissed. It was also around this time that I met my now boyfriend, Shiloh. He lived about 40 minutes away from me when I lived in my house, and I would see him all of the time. One time I got pulled over. As a result, I ended up going to jail. Dang, you skipped a couple steps there.
Jesus Christ.
I got pulled over. Long story short, now I'm in jail.
Oh, God.
Well, I had forgotten to pay a few speeding tickets and had a warrant out for my arrest.
Oh, God.
Okay. Is OP an a-hole? I feel like OP's an a-hole here.
It's definitely possible.
Give us your argument.
Like, just with everything that OP does, like, you're enabling one, your crappy roommate. And also, you just seem like a crappy human being, in my opinion. Like, I don't know.
So she did say that this is not her anymore.
Oh, anymore? Good.
She's like, I've changed.
Oh, yeah.
Vexed Moxie says OP is chaotic as hell. That's for sure. It seems like she kind of like enables the roommate and then like turns it around to like kind of hate on her, on diss on her.
Yeah, but
so that is definitely a-hole behavior.
OP also did say, she's like, I have no friends, and now I made one friend.
And you wonder why you have no friends, because you're kind of an a-hole.
I don't know if there's a subreddit about best experiences in jail, but if there is, boy oh boy, do I have a story for it. Anyways, this set a lot of things in action for me. I stayed in for about 13 hours, and as soon as I was bailed out, my mom took me home to pack up and move. They even rented a U-Haul for it. I packed up as much as I could in 2 hours. Most of my belongings are in trash bags, in places of boxes. I threw most of my stuff and moved into my mom's place. I had to skip out on utilities that month, and my rent was paid by my deposit. Both of my roommates were pissed off, but Mila at least had the respect for me to tell me that I could come get the rest of my stuff later. A week or so later, I take my key and go to my house. The front door was unlocked, like always. I got all of the stuff that I still had there. Mila started to move already and took a lot of my stuff, including clothes, makeup, and other things. I never did get my shape tape back. I took what I could back. Window panes to my china cabinet, floor mats for my car, blankets that my grandmother made me. I got as much as I could and held my cat for the last time. I have so many questions for OP.
I had too many plates. I couldn't fit the cat.
Namely, why didn't you take your cat, and what happened in jail?
Too many plates.
But you know what we don't have too many of?
What?
Episodes.
Oh.
Full episodes with stories like this. We don't have enough. We just keep making more of them. And you can go listen to them on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts from. Just search OK Storytime, and you will find the backlogs. You'll find the archives. And there you can peruse them. Is OP an a-hole?
I think it is the like cleaning, enabling, and then turning around and hating. Whereas you could have just been like, okay, you know what? This is your mess. I'm not going to deal with it anymore. Literally.
Yeah.
Take it on and just go live your life. I'm going to go live mine and move out. I think OP is at least kind of the a-hole.
Definitely your roommate Mila's trash can for stealing your stuff, though.
That's super whack.
Hopefully you can get that back somehow. Maybe a little clandestine mission. Yeah, I kind of am in agreement. Later, I got a text from my old landlord telling me that I was banned from going back to the house.
Ooh.
Apparently, Mila had told him that I broke in and went through her room. She told me that she didn't feel safe, and I even told him that I hadn't even used my key to get in. He said that they changed the locks already. I was pissed. She blamed me for something I didn't even do. I then tried frantically to find a place for me to put my cat, but she had already offered him up to anyone that would take him. Heartbroken, I blocked her. I heard nothing from her again. Fast forward a couple months, I'm at my new job, and I get a series of texts from her new roommates about how I was such a crappy person and how I never deserved my cat in the first place. I tried to explain what happened and how I can't even get him, which still breaks my heart. I just finally blocked them. Thanks for reading. And that's the end.